Hello, welcome to this tutorial series of design patterns. I am Balasubramanian. Today we are going to look into a creational pattern which is abstract factory. Uh, Before we look into how abstract factory works, I would recommend uh, to visit the factory method. How do we instantiate objects using factory method? I have published a video on how can we create instances using factory method. I would recommend the viewers to watch, or they should have an understanding of how do we use factory method to create instantiate instances or create instances. uh, so that understanding is what I recommend before we jump into abstract factory. That being said, let's look into what is abstract factory. Abstract factory provides a way to encapsulate group of individual factories that have common theme without specifying the concrete classes. Color uses one of the concrete implementations of abstract factories, which has a generic method to create concrete instance of this factory. The caller will get instances of one of the concrete implementation of the factories. The caller uses one of the generic method of the concrete instance to perform the operation. We've looked into 4 points. Let's go into the specifics of these 4 points. The first point, the abstract factory provides way to encapsulate group of individual factories. Uh, so abstract factory is an encapsulation of a group of factories. So if we abstract factory, it helps us to instantiate a concrete instance of a factory, but all these group of factories will adhere to a common factory method. That's called abstract factory. The caller uses one of the concrete implementation of the abstract factory. Since we told that there will be several abstract factories, there will be several concrete implementation of these abstract factories. We will use one of the concrete implementation of these abstract factories to instantiate the instance that we are going to operate on it. That is the second point. The caller will get. So once we go and use one of the concrete implementation of the abstract factory to instantiate the instance that we are looking for, the abstract factory, the concrete factory is going to give the concrete implementation of these factories. And once we get the object, we are going to call a generic method to perform the operation that we are going to do. These are the 4 steps that we will do in terms of abstract factory. They're very important. So I would request you to pause this video, go through these 4 points once again if you are not clear. And once we look into the code, we again come back and connect with these 4 points so that we will be able to even have concrete understanding of these 4 points. So abstract factory helps us in instantiating family of related objects. Uh, since I said the abstract factory we will have several concrete factories. It will help us to create an instance of related factories. The abstract factory relies on object composition and separates the details of implementation of the set of objects and their usage. The implementation and the usages is separated. In short, abstract factory is factory of factories. This is a very simple definition. So that is why I initially requested you should have a fair understanding of what is a factory method, and it would help us to move forward faster. But let me explain in detail of abstract factory as well. So what are the uses of abstract factory? It enables abstract factory enables an application to be independent of the object creation. So how an object has to be created is independent of how are we going to use it. So there is no coupling between. It enables creation of families of related objects. So we will have a set of abstract factories, and they will provide instances which are which adhere to a common method, and we will be using that common method to perform the operation. So we are going to create a concrete instance of related families of objects. It brings the testability, since the portion of the code which instantiates and the operation on the instance can be tested separately. I've highlighted this point in the factory method as well. So here, since the object creation is being abstracted out, and the method that we are going to invoke on that operation can be tested separately, and object creation can be tested separately, so it brings in more testability. So we can go ahead and test whether the object is successfully created or not, and the object has these properties before we go and perform the operation on that method. So it brings more testability. The client code uses the abstract type of the concrete abstract method on the concrete instance. Thereby, it is decoupled with the concrete implementations. So the client is not bound to the concrete implementation, since all the object which is going which is getting returned is adhering to the abstract object. So we will be not bound to the concrete implementation. That's what this point says. With that being said, let's look into the example and the UML diagram of the example that we are going to look. So here we are going to look into a car spares example today. Consider a spares factory, so which creates which manufactures spares for different vendors. For example, a spare manufacturing unit may produce spares for different type of vehicles and different types of manufacturers. So they are specialists in manufacturing certain spares, but they have the capacity to produce spares for different types of cars. Here, read this is abstract handler. Abstract handle, sorry, abstract handle. So this factory, which is going to produce spares, is going to manufacture handles to the door knobs, which we are going to open the door, right? So it is specialist. This factory is specialist in manufacturing these the handles. So they have tied up, or they can produce spares for cars of this make: Mahindra, Tata, Mercedes, BMW, things of that. So all these vehicles will have door handles, but the door handle will be of different in measurement, different in specification, and their functionality will be different. Some of these door handles, when I say open, right, it might require key. Some may have keyless entry, some may have fingerprint authentication. So what the user is going to do, they are going to get the handle and do some operation. But or if the person who is ordering that handle is going to get the handle and going to fit it. So if we see this abstract handle, there are several concrete implementation of this abstract handle. One is the handles for SUV type of car. One is the handle for hatchback cars. One is the handle for sedan type cars. And all these different manufacturers will produce different types of cars. For example, Mahindra has a SUV car, and Mahindra produces hatchback cars. Tata has a hatchback, Tata has a sedan, and Tata has a SUV. So yeah, this factory produces handles for several types of car. And when somebody goes and orders that I need this handle, how they will instantiate it as an object? They will go to the door factory, right, which is this factory, and say I want a handle of this manufacturer and this car type. What is that they will pass? They say that, okay, I want a handle for and my car's manufacturer is this, car's model is this, and give me the handle. That's how they are going to order it. So while instantiating, we will go and create, okay, so give me the handle for Mahindra SUV. My car type is manufacturer is Mahindra, and the type is SUV, and probably they will have different models, and they say that go and get the handle. We will be able to get the handle. So this factory produces handles. So all these abstract, the concrete implementation of the abstract factory is going to return something called handle only, and we are going to operate on this handle, and we are going to return this handle. So since all these are returning handles, and it will adhere to a method called get handle, and with that, once we get the handle, which is of type abstract handle, we are going to make some operations. This is how the UML diagram looks like. So when we have to go and get the handle for Tata, I go and say that I'll use the Tata door factory to get the handle for Tata hatchback, which inherits from abstract handle, and I'm going to create it. So the Tata Door Factory is going to create handles for Tata hatchback, Tata sedan, Tata SUV. The Mahindra Door Factory is going to create handles for Mahindra SUV and Mahindra hatchback, because Mahindra does not have a sedan car. I just left as is. So the Mahindra Door Factory extends from an abstract door factory. That's what this abstract door factory has a method called get handle, and based on the parameters that is passed, which is going to be either it is going to be make, model, and whatever which we have to take, and based on those parameters it is going to give the concrete implementations of the concrete instances of a particular door handle. That is what is going to get written. I think this UML diagram should be very clear. If you have any doubt, pause this video at this point of time, go ahead and revise it. With this, let's go and jump into the code. So abstract door handle. So this is the class which is this factory. This is the door handle which the entire factory is manufacturing. This door handle has properties like product ID, what is the color of the handle, because some car manufacturer will have cars which are of certain colors only. So based on the colors, the door handle will be given back. So I've just given some 7-8 colors, and which is an enumeration. We can add as many colors as we want. And every handle will have a price, and it will have a description of the handle, right? So what is the dimension, or probably some details about it, which is going to be in description. We can add as many properties as we want based on the need, but for the sense of this tutorial, I've used these properties which are required for us to differentiate what is the type of the door handle. So this color is an enumeration. So when we instantiate it, when we get the door handle, it requires a color, right? So for me to instantiate it, I need a color. So based on the color, I will give the appropriate door handle. So let's go to the factory. Okay, just a second. So we have a as we said, right? If we looked into the UML diagram, we have different car types, which is SUV, sedan, and hatchback. So there is an enumeration which takes in the car type. We have defined an enumeration for car type, which is hatchback, sedan, SUV, and we can add as many as we want. But these are the car types which I can come up with. So these door handles is of different types, right? So once we looked into a abstract door handle, then we need to look into the concrete door handles, right? Which extends this abstract door handle. So now we are creating concrete. We are defining the concrete implementations or concrete classes for the abstract class, which is door handle. So the first one which we are going to look into is Tata SUV door handle, because it has its own specification. When we accept the color in the constructor, right? So we take in the color and we get the product ID, and we set this product ID as since it is a SUV, I'm setting some number, and this might be auto generated in real time use cases. But I've just hard coded for this example, and the price may be coming from a different pricing method in real time implementation, but I have a hard coded the price, and I'm setting the description saying that this is Tata SUV handle. So we can also say that with color color plus color. We can have description like this. So let's look into Tata sedan. We'll look into 2-3 concrete implementation, which will give a clear picture of what is this abstract instance, what are those concrete instances which this factory is going to return, right? So for that purpose, we need to look into 2-3 implementations of it. So Tata sedan door handle, it also extends the door handle. It has color, and we are setting the color, we are setting the product ID, price, description. and I can say with color here, plus color. Okay. Let's look into another Mahindra SUV handle. It also takes in the color, and we are instantiating, we are providing the product code and setting the price, plus color with color. Okay. So similarly, Mahindra hatchbacks. So it keeps going on, right? So we can create as many concrete implementations of this abstract class based on the object that we are going to produce. I think now things are clear. So we have looked into car type, we have looked into colors, we have looked into the abstract handle, and we have looked into concrete door handles, which are specific for specific type of cars. Now we have to look into the factories, which is going to create instances of these door handles based on the parameters that we are going to just supply. I think this would be clear once we look into the factory. So the door factory, this is the abstract factory, which the concrete factories will extend this door factory. It can be an interface as well, but I've used abstract class because it makes sense for me. And they are going to override the implementations of it, and this concrete factories will return the appropriate concrete instances that we looked, which is the door handle, right? For example, when I say that give me the door handle for a Tata SUV, it is going to return the Tata SUV door handle with the appropriate color. So when I'm going to get the door handle, what are the parameters that I need to pass to get to what are the parameters that is required for me to create a door handle and return the appropriate? I need the car type, because based on the car type only I can return that. And I need the color, which is very mandatory, because door handle will be of different in color. And when I say that give me the car handle for door type, I may give a default color which might not be matching with the color of the car which customer ordered. So it's going to return a door handle. This is what we mentioned in the slide, if you remember. It is going to return an abstraction. It is not going to return a concrete implementation. Although we are going to return a concrete thing, but it is going to return an abstract type of it. So whatever is applicable on the door handle, whatever properties which are exposed via door handle, is only available at the collar side, not everything. So we can modify the concrete implementations as we need and add functionalities to it. That is more important here. So I think this is what we mentioned in the slide as well. So this door factory, right? Now we have to look into the concrete implementation of this factory abstract factory. Let's look into Tata door factory. So the Tata door factory is going to return handles based on the car types and the color, which is what is the abstract factory. It extends the door factory, and we are passing the car type and the color. So based on this car type, I am going to return the appropriate door handle with the color. So color is just a parameter which is going to pass, which is going to get. I am saying I'm ordering a door handle of this color, so it is going to set, and then it is going to people are going to manufacture and give the color back to us. That's how it is. And we are returning the concrete implementation of this door handle, Tata SUV door handle, which extends the door handle, and it is returning a door handle. It is not returning a Tata door handle. Although it is returning a Tata door handle, but it is abstracted to door handle. So what is available in the door handle, those methods only we can invoke. Similarly, if it is hatchback, it is going to return a hatchback door handle. If it is okay with the color, base plus color. So if it is a sedan door handle, it is going to default. There is no default implementation. I'm going to return null. Let us look into the Mahindra door factory. So Mahindra manufactures two different types of car. One is SUV and hatchback. We don't have a sedan implementation for it. Based on the car type, it is going to return the door handle for appropriate car type, and taking the color as a parameter, and it is getting passed to the concrete implementation. Now, with all these things, let's go and look into the main method. So once we look into the main method, we will be able to stitch what is that we have seen. So we are creating a door factory. So if a customer or if the caller wants to get the door handle for a Mahindra car, what they are going to do is they are going to instantiate they are going to create a new instance of Mahindra door factory and say I want to get the door handle from Mahindra door factory, and then what they say here is door factory equal to new Mahindra door factory, and door handle I'm going to get the handle from this Mahindra door factory, say that door factory dot get handle. So we are not instantiating a Mahindra door factory here, but we are working on the abstractions only, not on the concrete implementations of it. And based on this, it is going to return the appropriate concrete handle, and with that handle we are going to operate what we have to do. For example, here delivering handle of this description with color, I think color is here, so it will come there as well. And the price, so let's run this and we will be able to see. Okay, hold on for a second. Let it run. Meantime, okay. Okay. We okay. So let's look into this. So customer one, this is the customer ordering and Mahindra. So that's what we printed, and we are ordering a white door handle. So here is what we are able to instantiate a door handle for Mahindra car, which is of type SUV and the color is white. And what is the object which is written here? Delivering a door handle with a handle, a SUV handle, right? So here we are saying a door handle that get type, get description with color white. I think it is getting repeated since we have had it. We can remove this because it creates little confusion. I can comment it out and say yes with color. We don't need 2 plus, I think. Let me run this again because the color we have added there. So delivering handle, SUV handle with color white for customer with price 1800. Let's go and check the price of Mahindra SUV door handle. So Mahindra SUV, this is door handle. If we say Mahindra SUV door handle, the price is 1800. Probably for if to check 1802, let's put. So we are getting the appropriate door handle from the main method. So we have created a door handle with for Mahindra SUV car. So let's do one more thing, right? So let's try to order a Tata sedan door handle. Here, door factory, okay, factory equal to new Tata door factory, factory dot get handle of car type dot sedan. We are going to get the door handle for sedan car, color uh, dot orange. I'm going to get a door handle for orange, so it is going to give me a handle which is of type door handle, DOR door handle, Tata handle equal to. So we have got the Tata yes, yes, Tata sedan handle. So you got the instance of Tata sedan handle. For the time, I'm just pasting it. It's not recommended, so but anyhow, so I'm going to say description and price, and let us run this again. I'm saving this. I'm executing this. Okay. So second, delivering handle Tata sedan handle with color orange for customer with price 1400. Let's go and verify whether the Tata sedan door handle is 1400. Yes, it is 1400. We want to see it again, 1404, just to ensure. Okay, so 1404. So if now I think things would be clear. So we are we are instantiating a concrete door factory and using that concrete door factory to instantiate to get an instance of the appropriate handle or appropriate generic instance, right? So that is what is being told here. Let us revisit our pages. This is what the first page, right? Abstract factory provides a way to encapsulate group of individual factories that have common theme without specifying the concrete classes. Here we are creating different door handles, whether it is Tata door hand, Tata SUV handle, Mahindra SUV handle, without specifying saying that Tata, I'm not creating a class of Tata door handle equal to new Tata door handle, right? Because by the time when we have to instantiate things, we might have to get other properties. So we are not bound to Tata door handle or Mahindra door handle here. It is going to, we are bound to only door handle, and we are using several factories, some of the factories to instantiate it. So this is what abstract factory is. The caller uses one of the concrete implementation of the abstract factories. Yes, if you see it, I am using one of the concrete implementation for these abstract factories. What abstract factory we are using? Either we are using the Mahindra SUV factory, Mahindra handle factory. Yeah, just a second. So either we are using Mahindra hatchback, the SUV door. 1 minute here, right? The factories are Mahindra door factory or Tata door factory. So we are creating concrete instances of this, but not of the door handles. So it says that the caller is one of the concrete implementation of the abstract factories. We are using either of these factories, and which has a generic method. It has a generic method called get handle. So we use this get handle method to get the handle of either a Tata car, a Tata SUV car, or a Mahindra SUV car. That's what the second point says. The third point is the caller will get an instance of one of the concrete implementation of this factories. So the caller will get one of the concrete implementation of this factory. So they will get the concrete implementation, and with that concrete implementation, they will use a method to get the concrete instance for which they have to operate. And these 4 points are clear. With all these things, we have come to the end of the tutorial. I think I've put I've tried to explain the best way that helps us to understand what is a abstract factory method. Since it also resembles like a factory, right? Because we are passing and the types to get the appropriate instances. That's why I recommended to look into the factory method, right? Because abstract factories are factories. It creates one of the instances of the similar types, right? So that's what we are seeing here. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button, and thanks for your time. Until the next tutorial, bye.